Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In-Depth.
Now on HHS In-Depth, we'll take a look at the fun tradition for seniors, reading letters they wrote to themselves 4 years ago.
Plus, we'll see the vehicle one Homestead student built himself, from the wheels up.
And we'll tell you the story behind the yellow benches you've seen out in the hallway.
I'll be in later on to let you know what we can expect this weekend weather-wise.
And I'll get you caught up on Spartan Spring Sports and our final down to the wire of the school year.
All that and so much more.
Coming up today on HHS In-Depth. Hello, Homestead. It's Friday, May 15th, and thank you for joining us today on HHS In-Depth. I'm Grace Dickmeyer.
And I'm Elena Baker. And Grace, do you remember back in 8th grade when we wrote letters to our future selves?
How could I forget? I remember sitting in 8th grade warrior time, and honestly, I have no idea what I wrote in that letter.
And I'm not quite sure if I want to know what I wrote in it. And as graduation approaches for the class of 2026, seniors are starting to reflect on their time at Homestead. And one tradition that's been years in the making is finally coming full circle. Reporter Bella Cook joins us now with more.
There are many memories that come with being a senior, and one that students may have forgotten about are those letters written back in 8th grade. With only 2 weeks left of the school year, the class of 2026 should be receiving those letters in the mail.
I think all traditions are important. I think it gives us a connection to the class before, but it's just something that I think the kids look forward to, and it helps them to remember our time together as an 8th grade class. And yeah, like I said, just that before you start that next phase of life, it's nice to have a reminder of who you used to be as you move forward into the future.
This tradition has been a part of Homestead for many years, even before some current teachers began working here.
Mrs. Elder, who is now, I think, in Fort Wayne Community, she went to Woodside for a while. She's been in the district for a while, but she passed all of her materials on to me as an 8th grade teacher, and she said, if you don't do any other things, do this one. And she said, you'll understand why later. And so I trusted her judgment, so I've been doing it ever since.
The letters should be arriving in mailboxes very soon. Seniors who may have moved should email their 8th grade English teachers with their updated addresses. Otherwise, the letters will remain at the school waiting to be picked up.
I usually try to do it the 3rd week of May. That gives you about a week to come pick it up. A few kids, do more of a package and need to pick it up. But this year, you'll probably get it the 2nd week of May.
These letters serve as another reminder that your senior year for the class of 2026 is quickly coming to an end. Seniors, make the most of your final 2 weeks as Homestead High School students.
And now we go beyond Homestead.
In national news, this past Monday, the White House Correspondents' Dinner suspect pleaded not guilty. Cole Allen, the suspect, was accused of attempting to assassinate President Trump at the end of April. Allen pleaded not guilty on Monday to all counts he was accused of: attempted assassination of the President of the United States, assault on a federal law enforcement officer with a deadly weapon, transportation of a firearm and ammunition over state lines with the intent to commit a felony, and discharge of a firearm during a crime of violence. He was tackled quickly by security almost immediately after the attempt. In local news, a new coffee shop opened its doors in downtown Fort Wayne, and it's already gaining popularity. Starting this past Monday morning, Snail Cafe will be regularly serving up its spring-inspired lattes and baked goods. Josh and Emily Falk own the cafe and have been renovating the Sheridan Court space located in the West Central neighborhood since December. Snail is now open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekends. The shop is located on 725 Union Street in Fort Wayne's West Central neighborhood. Stick around, more HHS In-Depth is still to come.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth.
Seniors, if you do not plan to attend the graduation ceremony, please notify Rita Anderson by Wednesday, May 27th. Diplomas will not be distributed at the ceremony and must be picked up in person at Homestead on June 16th or 17th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., entering through door 33. A student or parent must be present with a photo ID, and there are no exceptions. Finally, students taking higher ed courses must submit their college transcript to Mrs. Anderson by May 22nd for credit to count towards graduation.
It's time to recognize this month's winners of the Spartan Spirit Award, honoring those who go above and beyond to show school spirit. Congratulations to this month's winners: Macy, Maya, Sophie, Rayon, Nicholas, Connor, Braxton, Alina, Kara, and Kobe. Be sure to stop by the main office to pick up your award. And congratulations to all our Spartan Spirit Award winners from this past year as we wrap up the first year for this award.
Last week, the Women's Fund of Greater Fort Wayne hosted its annual Take a Girl to Work Day at the Grand Wayne Convention Center. The event saw a strong turnout with several Homestead students from the Now Club volunteering and taking part in an inspiring day focused on leadership and opportunity.
So Take a Girl to Work Day is an event where we connect sixth grade girls with women in leadership positions throughout Fort Wayne. So this year we have over 400 sixth grade girls that went to over 52 different employers where they got to have hands-on job experience and really get to see what a day in the life at the office or the hospital or the law firm looks like.
Take a Girl to Work Day provides sixth grade girls with a first-hand look at a female mentor from the Fort Wayne area's company and helps these girls to develop leadership skills. After the mentoring session, the Women's Fund welcomed the students and mentors for a luncheon featuring Bring It, Push It, Own It and the 2025 Citizen of the Year, Danita Washington.
I think the best part of this day is that we keep the school groups very small at the mentor sites. So it's not just one woman in leadership position talking to 20 girls. It's really about a 1-to-3 ratio. So these girls are able to ask questions, really get to know the women leaders that they are job shadowing for that day.
Homestead's Now Club sent 8 students to help with the event, preparing the space for the girls, welcoming them in for a luncheon, and connecting with these young minds.
Seeing these girls' faces light up when they came in, I really wish I would have gotten to do something like this when I was in 6th grade. I think it opens up possibilities.
Have you noticed the new bright yellow wooden benches at the end of the grand hallway? Well, they aren't quite as new as they look. These benches were actually built by Homestead students decades ago in shop class. After years of being stored away and forgotten, School Resource Officer McHenry found them and started an initiative to bring them back to life. Students within Key Club and student government managed to refurbish and design the benches to reflect Homestead's community.
The whole premise of it is actually bringing kids together. As you know, we have a new school and there's some lack of school spirit. It's kind of what I was thinking. So this gives kids an opportunity to kind of, for one, like I said, leave their mark. So they get to help with the design, they get to help with painting. Anybody that puts a little bit of paint on them gets to sign them at the end. So if you have something, we're thinking about like academics, English, social studies, it's like a mural.
Interact Club's Penny Wars began this week with a new twist added to this year's competition. From May 11th through the 22nd, students can help with their 5th period class by adding pennies for positive points or sabotage other classes using silver coins for negative points. Bills count for their full dollar value. This year, all proceeds will benefit the Community Foundation of Fort Wayne and help fund the Regan Swinford Memorial Scholarship, honoring Mr. Swinford's late daughter and supporting students as they pursue their dreams. Be sure to bring your pennies to your 5th period bucket for a chance to win a class-selected prize.
It seems like the parking lot at Homestead is always packed, and students' vehicles typically go unnoticed among the rows of cars. While most students pass by without a second thought, reporter Emma Newberry takes a closer look at one truck that's worth paying attention to.
Many kids here at Homestead buy their cars from a dealership. Or sometimes they buy it from friends, family, or even Facebook Marketplace. But one kid here at Homestead decided to build his own.
So I've always been around, my dad and everything. He always built cars and took me around car shows and all that. I kind of saw that and was like, I kind of want to do it myself. And then, it's more rewarding as well, having your own stuff, being able to be proud of it and show people.
Not only did Colton learn many technical skills throughout this project, but also discovered a new sense of determination and drive.
I mean, obviously it's taught me how to, put, cars together and work on cars, but it's also taught me to stay with long-term goals and keep going towards something over a long period of time.
This journey did not come without its struggles. He has learned many lessons throughout his project.
Just do as much research as you can, really fine-tune what you want, and find people that are reputable and really know what they're talking about, and ask them as many questions as you can.
After more than 4 years of work, Colton's project is something worth checking out. If you're interested, don't hesitate to reach out and learn more. Thank you for the story, Emma.
This summer, students will have the opportunity to prepare for the SAT and ACT through practice testing opportunities hosted in partnership with Sylvan Learning. These exams are open to students of any grade level and can help students become more familiar with the testing environment, identify areas for improvement, and build confidence before taking the official test.
Sylvan Learning is partnering with Homestead High School's Parent Club. We are excited about the opportunity to allow our students to take a practice test. We do have one more upcoming opportunity this summer. On Saturday, June 27th at 9 a.m., we will be hosting our next SAT and ACT diagnostic practice test. So if you haven't signed up, you have until June 17th. The Parent Club is offering that. You can just scan the QR code and sign up, and it is only $35. We hope to see you there or maybe at one of our future events.
Many students have heard of the Homestead rugby team, but it's not officially a school sport or club. The team practices and plays at the YMCA fields, competing against other rugby programs under Coach Sam Hatlin. Even without official school affiliation, players say they've built a strong skills and lasting friendships through the program.
My favorite parts of rugby are definitely the practices. The games are great, but just being around with all the guys, it's just a great experience. But in life skills, I'd say the biggest thing that I've learned is how to overcome hardship. It's definitely been one of the biggest parts of my high school experience. It has brought me to a whole bunch of friendships with a bunch of great guys, and to anyone who's willing to try it, I highly recommend that you do.
If you're interested in joining next year or have questions, reach out to Coach Hatlin at the contact below, and be sure to check out their next game, the semi-state finals on May 23rd at 2 p.m.
Last Thursday, all Spanish 2 students had a special visit from players with the Fort Wayne Tin Caps for their first year here at Homestead. Students were able to ask questions in Spanish and hear the player stories. To make the visit more memorable, the players brought traditional Dominican food for the students to try. At the end of the visit, the students were given a way to connect with what they learned from the classroom to real-life experiences.
Yo pienso que es importante porque a todo el que está tratando de buscar una carrera en el futuro, de poder jugar béisbol profesional, creo que podrían aprender un poco de nosotros.
Sí, yo digo lo mismo que mi compañero, es importante porque así saben de nuestras rutinas y nosotros sabemos de la rutina de ustedes y saber cómo es la diferencia entre el béisbol de universidad y el béisbol profesional de la MLB.
Looking for a cake for your next event? One Homestead student is turning her passion into something sweet. Check out Live for Cake, an at-home bakery run by Olivia Mendieta.
I started Live for Cake when I was 12. Before it was called Busy Bee Bakery. It was a name that my parents had chosen a long time ago, and I've been rebranding it to be my own since then. So I've been doing this for probably 5 or 6 years. My favorite part is being able to be creative, because a lot of the times when people come and they order, it's a lot of I'll give you this kind of idea, but I want you to do what you think looks best.
If you're interested in placing an order, forms are available at Olivia's Instagram and Facebook accounts. Just search Live for Cake Bakery, as it's spelled in the graphic below.
Grace, last week it was chillier and even slightly rainy, but this week it warmed up just ever so slightly.
And Elena, I'm really hoping those temperatures are here to stay. Lucky for us, in now is weather reporter Caroline Burns. Caroline, what can we expect this weekend weather-wise?
Well, guys, as we come close to the end of the school year and the beginning of summer, you can certainly expect warmer temperatures. As you walk out of school today, expect mostly cloudy skies with a high of 67, the chilliest you'll see this weekend. To celebrate the end of AP season, expect the temperatures to only go up as the weather progresses, with Saturday reaching up to nearly 80 degrees. Unfortunately, you'll want to keep an eye out on the sky if you're doing any outdoor activities, because storms are expected to hit the area. Things should clear up as the day goes on. However, to round out the weekend, Sunday will remain in the 80s with scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. While you'll want to enjoy the last weekend before Memorial Day and finals prep begins, you don't need to worry about soaking up the warm weather, because it is certainly here to stay. Caroline Burns, HHS In-Depth.
Thank you, Caroline, for filling us in on this weekend's weather.
Stick around, more HHS In-Depth is still to come, including an all-new Down to the Wire with Braxton Hall, coming up next.
Next week, reporter Emma Newberry brings us an interview with Mr. Swinford on the end of the school year. Catch that story and so much more next week on HHS In-Depth.
Welcome to the final Down to the Wire of the school year as we take one more look at spring sports. I'm Braxton Hall. Let's start things out on the golf course as our boys faced off against Carroll on Monday at Chestnut Hills. Homestead earned the match victory by 3 strokes. Landon Snyder, Charlie Kelly, and Caden Baker led the way for the Spartans as they all shot a 1-over round of 37. The team's next match will be tomorrow at the Leo Invite. Shifting to track and field, on Tuesday, both the boys and girls competed at Northside's end-of-season time trials. The ladies finished second place as a team, while the guys finished in third. The girls' next meet is tomorrow at Bluffton, while the boys' next meet will be sectionals next Thursday. On Tuesday, our 4th-ranked baseball team traveled to Parkview Field for a special neutral site showdown against the Carroll Chargers. Unfortunately, the Spartans came up short with a 4-2 loss. Game 2 of the series was played last night here at home, and the Spartans' next action will be this evening at Crown Point. Staying on the diamond, on Tuesday, our softball team suffered a tough loss as they fell to Bishop Dwenger 11-3. The girls will look to bounce back tonight against Bishop Bluers. In other action, the boys volleyball team became the first spring sport to enter postseason play as they took down Northside in straight sets in the sectional quarterfinal on Wednesday. They will play in the sectional semifinal tomorrow morning, and if they win, they will play for the sectional championship later that evening. Finally, on Tuesday, the 24th-ranked girls tennis team earned another victory as they took down Huntington North 4-1 with victories in every varsity match that was played to completion. The Spartans' next match will be at the North Central Invite tomorrow morning. Before we get to our athletes of the week, we have a couple of special announcements. Firstly, for girls interested in playing golf next school year, Coach Parker will hold an informational meeting on Tuesday, May 19th at 3 p.m. in the athletic office for anyone planning to play this fall. The meeting will last about 10 to 15 minutes. Also, there will be a call-out meeting for any girls interested in cross-country for this fall on Thursday, May 21st after school in the cafeteria annex, ending by 3:30 p.m. The meeting will cover the summer running schedule and upcoming season details. For questions, contact Tammy Behrens at tbehrens@sacs.k12.in.us or stop by room A2033. And now, before we go, it's time to reveal the final male and female Spartan athletes of the week for this school year. As always, winner awards will be available for pickup in the athletics office. Congratulations to this week's winners from the baseball team Gray Stockwell and from softball Braley Borchers. Braley has been doing very well for the team, including hitting 7 home runs and 1 grand slam with 15 RBIs. She helps out the team by playing multiple positions and is a team-first player. Her example, sportsmanship, and talent make her a natural role model for the team. Meanwhile, Gray has been a phenomenal leader for the baseball team and had a great week offensively against Carroll and Snyder. He was 8 for 14 with 3 home runs, including 2 against the Chargers, along with 2 triples, 7 RBIs, and 5 runs scored. Congratulations to both of you and all of our winners of Athlete of the Week across this school year. And that wraps it up for our final Down to the Wire this school year. Thank you so much for tuning in to celebrate our Homestead athletes every show. Good luck to all the spring sports teams still competing as they enter postseason play in the coming weeks. You can stay up to date with all Spartan sports by following Homestead Athletics on Instagram and Twitter. Elena and Grace, take it away.
Thank you all for watching our show today.
Make sure to follow our socials to keep up with the latest news from Homestead Media.
We look forward to seeing you again next week for our last episode of HHS In-Depth, which will be a day earlier than usual on Thursday.
The 3 of us hope you have a great weekend, Homestead.
The 3 of us? Have a great weekend, Homestead!